Hey there, Marius. I guess we're the only ones on here. Okay, you there, Jill? I just saw Marius come on. Yeah. Jill said hello, Marius.
Hi, Jill. I just put the other
Oh, I like that. I like that living room right there, Marius.
You do?
Oh yeah, that's pretty. That's
somebody at the convention, one girl texted me and asked me, was this my living room?
Yeah, because that is so pretty. Excuse me, Jill, she got a pretty living room up there.
Oh, nice.
With a sofa, one of those chase loungers, and a coffee table with look like it's two end little things next to the end table. I can't see for a head. Got a
and it looks like it's glass up there and two things just like the sofa, those ottomans or something. I don't know what that is, but it's very pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really pretty. Yeah.
So shall you call me later after your meeting?
Okay, well, yeah.
All your meetings, I'll still probably be driving.
Yeah, I know you will be driving. Okay, then. All right, then. Okay.
Right, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
All right, then I'm back, Marius. Yeah.
I was trying to get on because I had just gotten on my phone with the First West Florida, but I got it muted. But anyway, it's not live anyway.
Okay.
This pre-recorded.
Okay.
Which is good.
So I'm not
going on with the sorority until 7.
Okay. I'm not sure what time my meeting is, so I haven't checked to see, but
so I'm hoping this one will be over.
Yeah.
Hi, Linda.
Hey there, how are you?
Great. I have a choir rehearsal at 7, so I'll be jumping off the computer and onto the phone.
Okay, all right then.
I have to be at choir rehearsal at 7. I hear y'all discussing about y'all's meetings too.
Yeah, we are. And we have another one, at least I have one. And I don't know what time, if it's 6 or 7. And I was just looking now to see, because on the invitation that came out, it didn't have a time, and I'm looking at it now to see if there's been any upgrade to it. So I don't think so. I don't see a time.
Okay.
So I'm going to assume that it's 7, and if it's not, I just want to be on there.
Hey Sandra, how you doing?
I'm great.
Stuff in her face. I can tell.
I'm trying to take the last bite of my sandwich before
I was about to say. I could tell she was stuffing her face.
I'm sitting here with Mom.
Tell her hello for me.
I will. You know my dad, Mom.
Oh yeah. Hi, my dad.
Hey, how you doing?
Baby, I'm trying to do pretty good with my broke foot.
Oh, you're doing fine. You look great.
I'm trying, darling. Good to see you.
Nice to see you also.
Been a long time since I see you, girl.
It sure has.
Yeah. So I was I got away from me. You get in there, you're trying to get it back. We're opening up church on Sunday. So
yeah, I heard
choir rehearsal last week. So we're having actual choir rehearsal with a limited number of choir members. And we're going to 2 services again. And we have one entrance. We have a machine to check your temperature as you're going in.
Yeah, I talked to your pastor early in the week about that.
You did?
Yes.
Yep. So we're going day by day, week by week to see how it's going to go. Because, after his incident a couple of years ago, we went to 1 service.
Right.
But because we want to ensure that everyone is safe, he went back to 2, and it's every other pew.
Right.
and the gymnasium
Right.
for the overflow. So we're still opening with caution. Absolutely. So we're gonna see how it goes. All right, where's
I'm
our
sure it's gonna go
president,
well.
Derek? Hey, Derek.
Hey,
How are
Derek.
you? Oh, hello.
Derek, you look like
Like
you
you
look like
laying
you're
down. Are
laying
you
down.
laying
Sure
down?
enough.
I am leaning back just a bit.
Oh, I can see.
Yet.
Looks like you're all relaxed.
No, well, I am exhausted, but no, not relaxed. If I could skip this one today, honestly, I probably would. But nonetheless, we are here.
We are here.
He went out there doing, I guess, Democratic work, and he knows. Well, maybe they don't know, but he can't go out there and do all that stuff. So yeah, and that
Yes.
and so now he's paying the price. Just hope we don't have to go to the hospital or anything like that.
No, we're not gonna claim that.
Yeah, just tired. I knew an hour
into
into
the
it.
Epps Christian Center,
like,
or was that the cleanup? Which
Say
one
again?
did you do, Derek? The Epps Christian Center, or
correct, the Epps Christian Center, the food drive.
was there a lot?
So from 8:30 to 1, with a constant back and forth, with the filling up the boxes to get them packed, and then it was just a lot. I knew after the first hour, like, I've gotten myself into a pickle here. So I had to sit down and take my medication and bring my heart rate down some, and then now I'm just exhausted. So
okay,
well, it was a long day.
Fred will come and you see your limitations, so don't you go back down there.
Yep.
Next time you say, Sandra, can you go for me if I'm not with mother?
The next time I'll just do something that's inside. I think it was the heat that was a bit much.
Yes, it was hot today.
Mm-hmm.
Hope, Derek, I'm going to have to leave at 7.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know he did send an agenda. I saw that just a few minutes ago, I believe.
You turn it all around?
I made it so I wanted to do gallery view, and you can't do gallery view on the phone, sitting up long ways, or what is that? Horizontal or vertical rather. So I turned it to horizontal.
Fred is talking, but
and it looks like Fred is here.
Yeah, but looks like he's
muted.
Hello, I'm on mute now. Good afternoon. What you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Great. Super. Sorry for the few minutes being delayed somewhat. I was trying to I was getting the agenda done. I sent it to everybody. You should have it too, Derek, for today's meeting. Sorry about the delay in that. Everybody had a good day? Everyone had a good day? That's good.
Right. Very good day.
Woke up this morning. That's a good thing. First things first. We got Linda, Modeste, Derek, Sandra, and myself, and one iPhone. I think that's Tammy on the iPhone. Is that Tammy on the iPhone?
I'm not sure.
Did she hear us? I guess she's muted, huh? I guess so. She said she could hear by phone, if Tammy said. Hear by cell phone. She had to get home today. She couldn't stay at the office. She heard by cell phone.
I'm here.
Okay, I thought that was Tammy. Okay. We're gonna start with our meeting. Call to order at whatever time it is, 6:06. Okay, that's great, super. Okay, yeah, we're going to start with the pledge of allegiance in unison as we normally do. We'll start with the pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America, and to the republic for which it stands,
one
nation,
under
under God, indivisible, with
with
liberty
and
and justice for all.
all.
You want to give us a prayer, Sandra, if you would, please?
Absolutely. If we would all bow our heads as we go to the throne of grace of God. O wise and eternal Father, we come to you this evening, thanking you for your many, many blessings. We are here tonight, Father, small in number, but we are asking you to bless us as we come. Bless those that are on their way, Father. We ask you for guidance as we do the work of the Escambia County Democratic Black Caucus. Father, there's much to do with our voting rights situations and our candidates that we are hoping that come forward to move our organization and our county and state to a level that we can live with. We ask you right now to forgive us all for our sins. Bless this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Man.
Thank you, Sandra. Is Barbara on the line? Is Barbara here today? We have Tammy was we approved that. Anyone get the agenda I sent about 10 minutes ago? Get the agenda down.
I saw where you sent it. I have not
Okay.
opened it at this point, but I did see it come through.
We'll see it on. We're just the people part of the agenda, so you don't have it in your hands. We'll do the roll call. Can you see the people on the screen, Tammy? Can you see who's here, Tammy?
I'm here.
You see who's on the screen? Can you identify the names? Can you see the name on the screen?
Yes, Miss Sandra's here. Miss Linda, Derek, and Miss Modesty.
Modesta.
Modesta. I'm sorry, Modesta.
My
I'm
dad.
sorry.
Modesta. Okay, great. A quorum is 6. Remember, a quorum is the third, I believe. A quorum is the third. Our last bylaws thing was the third. I'm not sure, unfortunately.
It would be, the number would be 7 to officially make a quorum. And we are short that.
Short by 1.
That is correct.
Okay. We'll call this a meeting without a quorum. We discuss the topics. We will not vote on anything officially. So we have no quorum. Let that be for the record. But we'll go over our agenda nonetheless. The treasury report, Barbara's not here, unfortunately. We're going to jump down to business, I guess, if you will. Let's get the good news first. I'm sorry. This past weekend, Friday and Monday, Derek, Sandra, myself, and Barbara got together. We was able to get the documents in for the FDP's recertification. I wasn't aware that they was coming up for their recertification. Maybe I missed the email perhaps, but I was aware of the Black Caucus recertification. That was due by August. I wasn't aware of that. But FDP wasn't really on my front row. I was advised sometime in late last week that we had to get that in by Monday. McDerrick's help and Derek help, Sandra help, and Barbara's help, and myself and Tammy was able to get those items to the FDP, Florida Democratic Party, that they wanted to recertify our chapter as a chapter of the Florida Black Caucus. So I think we got those in on time. We got those done as they required. So we should be certified by the FTP. And I'm assuming also by the Florida Black Caucus also, both. And I will check with our president to make sure that those documents also satisfy our Black Caucus certification too, before August, because August is their deadline. I'm real proud that we were able to get that done. Going forward, that they certify every 3 years, Derek, every 3 years they certify.
We don't have to complete this process again until 2023, if I remember correctly.
Okay, great. So we're good for a while. And how about the Black Caucus? They do it every 2 years, right? Certification.
Well, the one that we just submitted was for Black Caucus, but this year the Florida Democratic Party is responsible for doing the recertification for all clubs, caucuses, DECs, as well as the party itself at the national level. That is why they're not necessarily two different recertification processes.
Okay.
It's just that FTP is handling it on behalf of everybody this year.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, we got that done. That's great. That's super. I said before, I'm really pleased that we was able to get that in. So going forward, we'll keep better records. When I was elected president 2.5 years ago, we had no records at all. So we'll do a process of accumulating these records for prosperity and going forward. And the next president who comes along, we have a clean, have a organized and detailed record of what happened and includes finances and events both the next time. Okay, so that's a good thing.
Even though there is not an official record for today's meeting, it can't go without saying that thank you to our state treasurer, Jill, who provided a lot of assistance on getting the correct documentation in and what it should look like as a completed package. So certainly want to reach out and thank her.
I agree. Very well said there. I agree. And also the lady, I apologize. Forgive me. The past president of the Milton chapter, can't think of her name. She's also helpful also. But Jill went above and beyond the call of duty that she usually does.
Her name is Sandra Smith.
Okay, thank you. Sandra Smith also was helpful with my counsel during the course of the last several days. And of course, Jill always goes above and beyond the call of duty to help all of us get this stuff done. So we want to definitely thank Jill immensely. Definitely so.
Just a point of reference, since we're on the topic of Jill, if you have not already, I would suggest reaching out and extending your congratulations. She was appointed by our chair for the Florida Democratic Party, Manny Diaz, to serve as the chairwoman for the Judicial Committee, which is pretty much the most important committee within FDP as it stands. So she just received that appointment this week. Matter of fact, I believe it was 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. So if you talk to her or you see her, just tell her congrats. She's looking forward to the responsibility, but it is a lot because the first thing that is on the agenda is the weighted vote for them.
It's the what now? It's the what?
The weighted vote.
Weighted vote, okay.
Yes, the reallocation of votes through the for the Florida Democratic Party by county.
Right.
Right
exactly.
now, Palm Beach and Dade have the largest number of votes and kind of control everything. So, and even if everybody within the other 65 counties voted one way, if it was opposite of Dade and Palm Beach, we would lose. So it's basically relook at how those processes and votes are allocated amongst the DECs, and particularly the small and medium-sized counties.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's interesting. It should be a lot of work for Jill. A lot of work. I can imagine. Okay, I would definitely give her a call and reach out to her by email and phone call. Got her for such a wonderful position she has now. Okay, we're gonna go to the treasury report. Of course, that was in our packet that we sent off to Tallahassee, and most of us have that number of the in the count. Nothing been taken in or given out, spent or received in since that time. We're gonna go to the item A. Well, A's been done. Also, number 8, item A, is the changing of office of bank accounts. We also got that done. Thank God. Sandra and Barbara went down to the bank along with myself to the bank, Novus Bank. We got the new cards for the banking. Authorization to sign checks is Sandra, myself, and Barbara can sign checks. We only have a few sort of temporary checks now, and we'll discuss at our next meeting, executive board meeting. Should we get a checkbook? I'm not sure. I don't want to discuss it now, but we'll make an executive decision about that at our next meeting, the executive board. We write checks so seldom in the past. That may change in the future, but I'm not sure yet. We can discuss it in our next meeting, executive board at that time. But yeah, we got that done. It's my position that when we get everything at the next meeting, hand everything, all the checks over to Barbara at that time. Okay, so the next meeting, members, we're gonna hand everything over to Barbara, so she was gonna show the checks. We're gonna get a PO box we hadn't got yet. PO box and get that done, but I ask Barbara to get that done for us. Then now the next look at the board meeting. So the check of the bank can go to the PO box. She should get there from there. So that's my suggestion going forward from now to now the next executive board meeting. Okay. The next thing program wise is B is the development assistant for sharing DC training material with potential Black candidates, anyone who wants to run for office, and a program to find potential Black candidates. We discussed at the last meeting, and Sandra and Derek's going to give us some insight on where we are on that project. Sandra, you want to give us what you have on?
Yeah, I have not gotten any further information, and I really don't know what avenue we're going to take unless it's via Zoom, because a lot of people aren't getting out to actually open meetings. But what we are considering is doing some kind of, PAs on the radio that we can get free from Mr. Hill and those kinds of venues to get the word out. But at this time, I don't have anything else to offer.
Thank you. I think one thing we was going to do with James, of course, and get James' ideas about what they was doing, when it was. And secondly, you're right about Zoom. Even if Zoom, the PA is a good idea. Even if Zoom, we can direct through our Facebook page and PAs and then anything else, people to our Facebook page, and that we're offering this material. We can direct it and alert and inform people that we are offering this material as part of our plan of work. So I think that'll be a good idea. And next to what is the substance of our material. I think Brian sent us all an email about what the state offers, good material. I see
Well, those were the self-directed course of study for candidates, not necessarily a complete listing and totality of all of the candidate training. So if you recall from our last meeting, we had two options, whether or not we were going to put something together in terms of a candidate introduction and training to all of the individuals who may be interested or we recruit for candidacy in the upcoming election. With that, the points of caveat, or the caveat was to see if we needed to have something in documented or terms of schedule for the FDP, for I guess party affairs, to actually facilitate a training on our behalf, or is the stuff that is provided online as in terms of self-directed study, would that be sufficient in the short term for our goals?
Well, I think the self-directed study would be sufficient in the latter. Yes, I think we're sufficient in that role at this point. And why reinvent the wheel? Self-directed study will be great for those who want to learn that information. And that's how we bring it to our caucus, is that our Facebook page and our PAs, we share with them that we have that on our Facebook page. They can access it, I guess, from that venue. And we have it there for them. We're Black Caucus, actually the Black Caucus Facebook page, to drive them to our page one. Give us some notoriety for also. So I think that's sufficient, Derek. That type sufficient. The self-directed is sufficient. Need something to say. We need to announce what we have. We want to share what we have to those who want to run on information. And the other side is trying to find future candidates. Share what we have. Those who want information about how to get better at running for office. Secondly, find Black candidates run for office. Two separate tasks. So on the first one, yeah, we can advertise it, post it on our Facebook page. Otherwise, get the word out to emails, to PA announcements, that we have it there for people to peruse and to use. We're doing a community service by providing that for them, and secondly, by promoting that they look at those who may run. That'll be great with me. I'll be super. Give us a presence out there and make a statement for our caucus doing things along those lines. We'll be pushing the ball down the road. So, if we could put it in a capsule of some sort, need to write it up, I guess, as a little plan of work. Either way, it's something that's keeping it simple, keeping it easy, but having at the same time hipping people and getting it out there. A great start, in my opinion. So next thing is you need to write it up, kind of like what I just tried to say.
Okay, could you or Derek, if you have James's email and phone number, if you guys could put that in the chat or forward that via email or text to me so that I can get in touch with him.
And I will do so now at this point. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think and Derek talking with James before, I think what James gave us too, Sandra, James gave us some ideas about how to find candidates. I think his last comment was how to find people. And we went up, some novels, things he was talking about, and we can get those from him, how to find people, that'd be helpful. Any little bit we could pass that on is good at this point. It's a long road. We got to start walking it step by step. Without the Republicans, they're going to eat us up. The Republicans, they're going to eat us up. They're going to eat us up. It's scary what they're doing out there. It is really frightening how they're thinking, how some are thinking. It is scary. Anyway, but yeah, James would be super. Do you want to give us comments, Derek, to us? Because beyond your other comments about what we could do on this topic, Derek, you want to share?
So I've spoken with James on a couple of occasions, and most recently attended their Democratic Black Caucus meeting that they held. With it, I will say that the majority of the candidate recruitment and identification would have to be done through a partnering process with the other organizations that are a little bit more grassroots or have been doing the community outreach a little longer than what we have. So when you look at that, that looks at the organizations like Movement for Change with Jerry and Carol McIntosh, the Coalition for 100 Black Women. Did I get that correct, Ms. McCorvey?
Yes.
Okay. They have, thank you. They have agreed and would like to partner with us on as we move forward with community outreach. And part of that would be, of course, the candidate recruitment, but it also will include those topics like our returning citizens, getting them reacclimated back to society. And by just in case we're not all familiar with what I mean by that nomenclature, it is literally those individuals who have been sentenced to felony prison sentences or terms and have been subsequently released from those sentences and are reacclimating back into their respective communities. So getting them registered to vote, of course, is the big push with that. So I think as we start finding opportunities in or look for creative ways to involve ourselves within the community, and that community involvement is evident and seen by the community, the willingness to engage and then actually look at potential candidates in terms of identifying them and putting them through a process of candidate training would be much easier.
Yeah, I agree. With your conclusions, let me say one thing though. They need to share my thoughts. You was talking. Everything sounds great except for one thing. It's a matter of programming resources. It's for us to have people reacclimate back to society when they get out of prison. Before they can register to vote, they get their voting rights back. Of course, okay. So they get the rights back, but they can register. In that process, in terms of legislation, lobbying, know what the bills are that may be out there, if we consider lobbying on the bills, I think that's one with I'm dealing with and our scope of work, rather than we can support the people who does that. I can make them back to society. We can support them, of course we can, but use our physical resources. We put the way we can, but physical resources going forward, not until we that low on the totem pole that we should be doing for resources. Yeah,
well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because of resources, you go ahead.
No, in terms of the legislation for our returning citizens, that was the amendment that we voted on 2 years ago in the election process that went and was approved by the Florida residents overwhelmingly. So that is, the legislation is there already for those individuals who are have completed their felony sentences, as well as parole and or probation. Their rights to vote are kind of technically restored in the already automatically, but there's the caveat with the legislation when they passed the law to limit those individuals from registering, because they need to pay in order to pay their existing fines, and that is where the difficulty with getting them acclimated, registered to vote, and part of productive citizenship are the fees. Most individuals who are coming out of their felony sentences, as I understand, are not necessarily aware of the amounts that they owe and how to actually pay them. Sometimes they're in excess of $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. Sometimes they're
large amounts,
small amounts, and those we need to educate individuals to let people know that there are services that are available to help those individuals financially with those fees, so that they can move forward and progress. So I think that's really where the rub is. But in order to do that, again, it's a partnership through identifying who those individuals are in the community who may want to vote and have not done so and don't know the process of doing so.
Yeah, we can
how to get that done.
We can assist those who that's the primary course of work in doing that. Sure, we can assist them, but I'm saying that it's not our primary course of work. The overall the complete comprehensive nature of that. When you reacclimate, the word reacclimate means a lot of things. That's what reacclimate means. Housing, it means jobs, it means a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why
it is. But
wait for a second. But focus on the political part of voting, the register to vote. Sure, we with that, of course. I'm just saying we on top of that like white on rice. That's fine. But the overall broad term will caught my attention. But what you said about in rice, what the rights are, people that could have to pay those fees and fines, those things are good. I'm with that 100%.
Yes, and that's when I say reclamation, that's primarily, since we are Black Caucus, and that is our primary objectives. I always focus specifically on the voting restoration process of it. With that, not necessarily the housing and job and becoming a productive citizen. That's not necessarily the focus as of yet, but as we are now under attack with the current legislation to restrict voting rights, you can't discount those individuals as part of our plan to make sure that we accomplish our objectives, we as in the Democratic Party, and focus on them as well. So you can't necessarily rule them out. They are going to be a critical piece of our voting population as it relates right now. If everything is successful with these most recent amendments that they are trying to get on the ballot, you are looking at a turnover of 1.5 million new voters annually.
Yeah, I agree. No doubt. I concur with that. I concur. Okay.
And we need to acknowledge that Mrs. Mary Dillon has joined the call, which makes us have a quorum. Hi, Mary.
Great. Hello, Mary. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for chiming in with this, joining
You're
us.
welcome. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's see. We'll move on to the next topic. I think Sandra's going to contact James about the identifying potential candidates, part of the task of the mission, and we'll discuss the other part at the next executive board meeting. We'll discuss how we're going to frame, or we're going to package the other part in terms of sharing information and so forth. We need to put that on paper, some kind of way, sort of identifying what we try, our purpose and mission. I think we got the pieces already in place. We put it on paper as a packet, then identify, so explain what we're doing, and I think we'll be good to go. Okay. Next thing is the Nikki Fried and Charlie Chris endeavor. We voted last time to have Derek. We voted in motion a second. Have Derek continue on to organize and plan a situation where Charlie and Nikki can come to each meeting separately to run the meeting. So you got the floor, Derek, on that.
So as of right now, we do have commitment. If you recall, the process that we looked at and agreed upon in our last meeting would be to have our normally scheduled Democratic Black Caucus general body meetings. It would not be a special event that we would be hosting as we did in prior years with the candidates forum. This is essentially our normal planning process. If you look at it, ideally it would take place for the August general body meeting, and again in September for the second. Those two dates being one candidate would have each meeting date respectively to convey their platforms, meet those interested voters and constituents, and work with that process. Right now, the only camp that has agreed, and we just need to provide the final date, is of course the Freed camp, that being Nikki Freed. I'm still trying to get a return email and or phone call from those individuals in Representative Chris' office right now. So that is my holdup. If he agrees to participate, ideally, I would like him to go first, which would be our August meeting, followed then in September by Nikki presenting for that meeting. We can do the advertising so that, of course, the opportunity to hear from candidates extends beyond our current Democratic Black Caucus membership. So that will be the essential piece of it to make the program a success.
Okay, great. Actually, a question, Derek.
Great, Derek.
Why do you want Chris to go first?
I don't know, just personal preference. Not that, I mean, truly, it really doesn't matter. I guess in the grand scheme of things, but as the I guess I was taking a point of personal privilege as the organizer to put him first, not necessarily for any specific reason, one way or the next.
Okay, well.
Do you have a difference of thought?
But just a question on the factor in that thought is that Nick is already found last. Nick agreed to appear, and we hadn't been in contact Chris as of yet. So in terms of timing, Nick is ready to go and Chris isn't. But that's just one thought, one consideration.
Yes, but what we were doing, if you recall, based so that we do not get into an issue where it looks like we are supporting one candidate over another for the election process. The need to have both commit is essential in this program. So even though Nikki has committed, if Representative Chris opts not to do so, or is not available in the timing that we are looking at, then the likelihood that the program would continue in the structure that it is unlikely. So we would have to look at a different way of approaching it.
Okay. Well, let me sort of share what I'm limited I've done in this trying to bring this thing home. I call Troy Rap. This is Chris's website. First of all, there's no way to put people thought he should have a question section on his website, a section for concerns and ideas on the website, public interest. He doesn't have that, so you can't talk to him on his website. You can't talk to Chris the governor. You can't call him or email him. So, but I called Troy Rapid, a friend of mine here in town, and because they got the big money, Troy may have a contact with Chris, more of a direct contact for Chris. I called Troy, and Troy's been out of town all week long. He should get back with me by Friday or Monday. So if Troy give me a name for someone locally or someone in the Chris statewide organization, I'll call them. Got to get through to Chris. The next I did was to call Judy Mount. She may be able to get through to Chris. I'm not sure. Judy,
yes.
Call Judy. I have Judy's number, cell phone number. We talk on occasion. So to call Judy and see can Judy help me to get a hold of Chris. So, so other than that, it's difficult to get a hold of Chris. That is true. You don't have a direct line to him. So for his timing, what do you want? You want to August is the next almost 2 weeks away. You may have to go back to September and October rather than August, September.
And that's fine too. The point would be for me to plan 2 meeting dates that occur respective to one another. So if we have to push it out a month, we can do so. From my perspective, once you get the final agreement, and anybody can chime in, and if I'm missing something, the majority of the work in terms of the programming structure and what they're going to speak on, I would hope to put back on the candidates themselves. Ours would be primarily focused around advertising and making sure that we have bodies in the seats, so to speak, when the event occurs.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's the right way to look at it. Okay. So we will continue to try to reach Chris. If Rafferty calls back, when they give me a number to call next week, then I will let you know right away. Derek.
And remind me again, what is you said Troy Rafferty? What is his connection to?
He went to Lemon. Oh, nothing, no connection. He went to Lemon firm. He's one of the named partners now. So
right.
Usually most people in town, they have somebody, big law firms like that, they have someone on all sides of all campaigns. So Trafford is kind of a friend of mine, beyond being a lawyer, so he might give me a name I can call about telling them to contact someone. That's all. He has no connection to Chris per se. I just know that thing. And then in the years gone by, invite most people, Democrats, to their office to wine and dine them. Before someone is identified, they cover all bases. That's what they normally do.
And Rafferty, I assume you know him to be Democratic.
Yeah, he's Democrat. Yeah, he's a Democrat.
That would be opposite of everybody else in the firm. That's all I was asking.
They got a few Democrats in there. They got a few Democrats. So yeah, I know Rafferty. He's a Democrat. No doubt about that. He's like Fred Levin was. Fred was a Democrat. But at that level, he was a Democrat. Sometimes the G coming before the D, the green coming before the D sometime, the money coming before the party label. That's what they operate, as we all know, from time to time. But in heart, he's Democrats. Fred was too, and so was Troy, no doubt about that. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll let you know what I get from them, Derek, and we'll proceed on. We'll keep the dates as they are now. It's sort of a tentative dates until Derek can further solidify the participants. And next step will be, I guess, to give us then what you're going to do there in terms of trying to get the word out. You should have with us later on once you get identified dates.
Recording in progress.
Then you can share with us what your plan is. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Super. Next thing is to plan a fundraiser Linda had an idea last time at the last meeting. I can't recall precisely what it was, but we started thinking about fundraisers. We discussed it briefly at our executive board meeting, I believe, in terms of fundraisers. But you know, I would like to get someone at some point, you know, expand our attendance membership with attendance working list to take over that fundraiser type project. Someone who has that kind of acumen that could do that, or interest acumen both to do that kind of thing. So anyone, no member on our Linda, you're welcome to volunteer, Linda. Fundraiser project. There's someone that want to work with you, who's on the list of membership or members who want to join to be a member. We have that kind of desire and instinct to plan fundraisers. I'd be glad if you could pick them up and have them join you and be a fundraising team. Is that possible, Linda?
Are you talking about Linda Scott?
Linda Scott, yes, Linda Scott.
Oh, I didn't know I had even volunteered anything about.
No, you just
Oh,
mentioned.
okay.
You made a comment, I believe,
No,
in the
you
last
didn't you didn't volunteer. No, you mentioned about
Oh, okay.
one way of raising money. That's all. One way. Other folks did too. Other people also mentioned ways of raising money. You also mentioned one way of raising money. When you got somebody that you know as a person for certain acumen or certain interest in fundraising, a certain bent toward making those things work out, organizing and planning fundraisers, either big or small. You would.
So as I look at it, I think you've got to kind of do this in a step-by-step process. I know if I understood you correctly, you said something about coming up with those who are interested in joining the Black Caucus, our local chapter, and then moving forward with a fundraising committee. I think with that, the piece that becomes difficult in terms of the involvement is right now if I had to identify, it would be our lack of programming or involvement with the community. I think as we are looking, moving forward, as second vice president, one of the duties is to certainly increase our membership on both state as well as the local chapter level. And respect to our social media presence, I think we are doing that well. And when I say we, I don't mean me. I mean the Panhandle team that I kind of conceptualized and has come to fruition, which includes the Black Caucuses for here, of course, Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, Walton, and Bay, as well as their respective DECs. If you are looking or following our social media presence, everything is branded Northwest Florida Democrats, which has a listing of everybody that's participating, and everything is consistent in messaging, which has driven a lot of attention to Black Caucus as well as our local initiatives, but they are not converting. That interest is not converting over into membership or even attendance at the local level. So with that, it's great that we've got engagement from social media posts and people are getting involved, because the content has, I won't say it's changed dramatically, but it is certainly consistent on a daily basis and pretty quality stuff. Hopefully we can focus a little bit more on what's going on locally, but you've got to get the programming down, whether it's speakers. If I would be remiss if I didn't go back to Phil Ayer's email that he sent to everyone regarding the suggestion of speakers. I think, like, if I recall, I think it was Santa Rosa that was having something, and we thought it was, or maybe it was the NAACP or Democratic Black Caucus for Duval, who was having the guest speakers, and he thought maybe it would be a great thing to do something similar here. And those are the things that I think we could use, or better use our meeting time to facilitate, which then in turn looks at the increase of membership, which then drives fundraisers.
Well, I concur with most things you said, Derek, and I agree. And one thing that sort of not quite was in line from about comment. I don't conclude that we need to do those things to have a fundraiser or to start to discuss a fundraiser. I think we do
Oh,
both
okay.
things. Wait, let me finish now. I said discuss a fundraiser, not have one, discuss one. So if someone wanted the acumen to be a fundraiser, the skill or the ability to raise money, and our membership that we had identified, of Linda, she was told to do so. Find someone that does. We work with them to develop a fundraising plan, not to be pulled off next month or October or September, but a plan to be put into effect at some point. You can start that process despite where we are now, things you said. And I agree. For as the social media part, you're doing a great job, super job. No doubt about that. And I'll give you kudos for that, super duper. But at the same time, things you mentioned, the pieces you mentioned need to put in place is the speakers and the program. You're right. And so that's what we're discussing the thing with Nikki Fried and Charlie Chris for speakers. And
Right.
that's what we're discussing, the sharing the candidate information about how to run for office information as a project. And we're going to follow up with a project how to identify Black candidates as a project. So we are on that path to start doing that. We just want to take one step at a time. We got to be consistent. Got to keep the ball rolling. We got to do what we said we're going to do and do it and make it happen and talk about it and work with it. So we're on the right track to get those things done. We can enlarge our scope, of course, but we're on the right track. You're true. We're doing that track now, okay? Before the people, and you're right, once we get more programs out there, and there be more interest for them, you're right, more interest. That's why I want to get these programs out there and invite people about programs we're pulling off our programs, invite them to attend and to garner more membership in terms of those who are on the list but don't come. And people that they want to join also. So yeah, we're saying the same thing, but we're going down that road now. But to have someone start planning a fundraiser for the future, we could do that. And just if the right person come along, we're not stop that process because we ain't where we need to be right now. So that's my comment to that. Yeah, but all things are get well taken there, well taken. So again, we need to find someone for us. Resources, you're right. We don't have time to do that. That's why I said someone else. I didn't volunteer. Sandra's busy. You are definitely busy. Bob has a job now, so that's why we can't do it, if you will. And that's why London's a possibility. There's someone else who we know among our ranks who has that gift to put things together. Some people do more than others. Find someone like that, because I think the purpose of the Black Caucus, the climate that we're in now, politically climate we're in now, is going to lend itself to get people want to get involved, get something for them to do, a way to get it done, and support them. They will help us because of the climate, because of Trumplicans doing these crazy things, because they understand that down the road, we fight for our children and grandchildren, future. Our people understand that. So we get the right format, programming, to share with them, and bring them in with something to do that they can do. I think they'll join us. And when we get our program plan as you discussing now, you start inviting people to attend these events, I think they're going to come, Derek. I really think they're going to join our Zoom meeting when we put this thing together. They're going to join our Zoom meeting because they know, my one word I'm going to start using is that we must pay attention. We must pay attention to what's going on around us. If we don't pay attention to what the Republicans are doing, we don't pay attention what these two ultra-right conservatives issues they're trying to raise, there's lies, and doesn't make any sense. They seem to be working for a lot of people. We don't pay attention to what they're doing, then we can't fight against them, and we can't counter them. We don't know what they're trying to put over on us because we're not paying attention. We cannot fight back. So my thing is, we are doing it, of course, because we do what we do. But we got to put the message out. Our people must pay attention. Because we don't, we're gonna lose out in the end. So I think our job is to help them pay attention, let them know what's going on, which we're gonna do. And when we do, if Trump stuff is so scary, they're gonna join us, a lot of them are. Now that's my thought, my hope. Okay. So I think we're on the right track, we're on the right road. We just got to keep it consistent and make things happen. And they don't see a need to get involved and to try to stem that tide and turn this misinformation on its head. it's going to adversely affect us and our children and grandchildren. A lot of people see that. If they don't think that's worth putting the time for being involved to some degree, we could Jim Crow 2.2. I mean, Jim Crow 2.2. And I don't think they're going to want that. So that's my thought. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna. If anyone knows anyone that get a fundraising, please give me their name. I'll talk with them about helping us out, helping all of us out, helping our community out, not just us. And we're unique. We have a partisan aspect to our organization. We're Democrats, Black Democrats. We will change this now, partisan. And this piece now partisan, but we're partisan, and that's a good thing in my opinion. We got to hold on to that. We got to celebrate that partisanship, and because we know, end of the day, the Dems don't win this battle. It's bad for Black people, period. So that's what I think. Okay, so Dem doesn't win this battle. Listen to Fox News and One Nation, and listen to 1370 in the morning time. Those talk show hosts, what they're talking about. It's scary to death. You'll be scared to death. So what they planning, what they're saying. So I think that's kind of climbing the way now, going to get up people to help us. So we do our job, get a good foundation, plan out like we're doing better now. Then they're going to be with us, Derek, Sandra, Modeste, Linda, Ms. Dillon, Tammy. They're going to be with us. We get a platform for them to work with them. And I think that they will come to us once we get a little more solid foundation. So that's my hope. That's my prayer. So we're gonna move on with the agenda. The number 10, new business. We've already discussed that on my little agenda. Recertification for the Black Caucus. We've been discussing potential projects, upcoming events. Derek, Sandra, y'all guys with the party. Want to share with us what's coming up, Derek, in terms of the overall party activities in the county? You have those accessible. I appreciate it. You can share that with us.
Today we did have the food drive with that was planned and coordinated by the DEC. That was today at Christian Center with Pastor Sylvia Tisdale. There were quite a lot of individuals who came through, or I guess who found themselves in need or would like to have had the food boxes that they were giving away. The food certainly is plentiful that they have in terms of the items that were donated, as well as what was purchased through the her grant with Impact 100. That was a success. To look forward to that one coming up again in the near future. Most recent, we have this upcoming, no, I apologize. On the 31st of July, there is a cleanup for Jones Creek. If you recall, that was originally scheduled for last month, but we had, I believe it was the tropical storm that came through that caused that project to be pushed back. So it is going to be taking place on the 31st. You can still register for it. If you aren't familiar with Jones Creek, it is a little area that is adjacent to Lexington Terrace and I guess more notably Marino Court and off of Old Cordfield Road. They are looking at doing that project. So that is coming up on the 31st. And there is an additional with the project with the Environmental Caucus with Sarah Randolph. They have adopted part of Pace Boulevard from St. Mary's, which is where the road is, where the jail is, all the way to I can't recall the cross street, if it's IJK, wherever the cemetery is, that's a block or 2 blocks past the intersection of Cervantes and Pace, or I guess more notably, right next to the one on Jackson, right after the intersection on Jackson Street. They are doing a cleanup for that, and I'm looking just to confirm the date now. But it is coming up in the month of August as well. I believe it's the 5th, but I am not 100% certain, so don't quote me on that. And those are the two things I know are coming up. Additionally, I would suggest that on a meeting note, if you have not or have not been to a DEC meeting, those are, we do have one coming up on the 20th, which is this upcoming Tuesday. It is interesting. We do talk about topics more specifically. We're going to be covering the changes, if I recall correctly, regarding the voter initiatives and voting rights and how we can get the best information out to our constituents so that they do not find themselves in a situation where they are ineligible to vote by mail based on the new changes.
Okay, yeah, SB 90 information. Yeah, exactly. That's a good one on 20th. Thanks, Derek.
Yes.
We need to actually invite to the meeting our membership, so we'll know what the new laws are about voting and early voting and voting by mail, because we should know that. We should learn it and we should know it going forward. So this Tuesday, July 20th, we can do the invite to the DC meeting. It's gonna be on DC. You have a real detailed summary of what the new laws are, what the new rules are. So get that and get your first shot of information about the new voting laws. So request an invite from. How's that done, Derek? How can they do that?
Well, it's open for anybody. Anybody can attend. There is no, there's nothing that's necessary or needed for individuals to participate with the DC. They don't have any membership fees. It's open to everybody who is currently registered as a Democrat within Escambia County. You can participate in the meetings, and I would encourage that. From what's going on standpoint, that is a great source of information with respect to opportunities to get involved, programming, opportunities for reach out to the community. Those certainly are shared right there. And I will say, since I've been attending their meetings and now most recently on steering team, it is an abundance of information that you get. And more specifically, I find that issues related or opportunities related to the communities of color here in Escambia, for whatever reason, come through the environmental caucus, which I find interesting. But there's a lot of wealth of detail there as well. So if you don't want to sit through environmental caucus meetings or are unable to do so, certainly the monthly DEC is a great way to continue your involvement.
What time is it for?
It is at 6 o'clock. What I will do is send out to the membership. I'll just forward the meeting information that they provide. It comes through MailChimp or Constant Contact One. I'll just forward it. It looks identical to what I send out for our meeting notices, or somewhat identical. Okay. And it has all the detail in there, but it does start via Zoom at 6 o'clock. If you have not been to the office, they are located. We do have new offices on 8th Street, a block south. No, is that south? Directionally wise, past Garden. It is a metalworks building, and we are there and actively participating and getting some stuff done. Great stuff done.
Okay, great, super.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can encourage everyone to attend the December, July 20 meeting. I'm going to attend. I'm gonna listen. As SB 90. Anyway, trying to destroy our right to vote, limit our right to vote. So if there's nothing else, I'm coming forward the organization. The next meeting is what it's going to be August. What's the third week in August? Third Thursday in August. I'm not sure.
Looking at my calendar, we're looking at the 19th would be the scheduled meeting for our caucus.
August 19th, third meeting in August is August 19th. you know, we know someone on our membership list currently, you know, we'll send another copy of it between now and next week or so. Encourage them to chime into the meeting, and I will do the same thing. Some people want to be asked, you know, I want you to ask them. So let's ask those people who aren't showing up, ask them to show up. And we may be surprised that this might chime in and click into the Zoom meeting. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else we need to bring before the body? Entertain a motion. Go ahead.
Leadership Blue. Sorry, I forgot about that. I believe each of you should have received an email that I forwarded on behalf of the state DBC. If you're interested in participating, it is for the Florida Democratic Party this year. It is going to be in Orlando. Currently, our state DCBF or DBCF, excuse me, chair is holding a block of rooms. For those who are interested, there are two sets. One is at rate at the host hotel for $210 nightly, and the other alternative is their sister property, which is a little further down the street, but it is at a rate of $85 a night.
Oh, much better. Okay, when is it going to occur, Derek? What date is it?
Leadership Blue is 1 second. I'm trying to pull it up now. Let's see what. So this is it. So well, it's like I'm frozen. Go a different way. So looking at the existing detail right now, it is currently scheduled for Friday, the 27th of August through the 29th of August. And the host hotel is the Rosen Plaza Hotel, which is off of I Drive, if you're familiar with it. And yeah, the state DBC has reserved the room in terms of meetings and whatnot, in addition to the gala that they hold for those who are interested in participating or going to the in-purpose state DBCF meeting while they're there. I think all 27 clubs and caucuses have those reservations, but if you're interested for that one, you know, certainly you can reach out to Jill. I did send the detail out. I believe it was yesterday. It did go out about 6:30. And if you want to look for through your email for that, you can certainly find the additional detail and information that they have there. Gala tickets are being done at an individual as well as the DEC table rate. The individual tickets are $210. And if there is an interest to reserve a table, which I do believe is being spearheaded by Okaloosa, but I'm not 100% certain, that rate is at $2,000.
A table?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Those who might want to attend, you know, please take note of the time and the logistics of it. I don't think I'm going to make it this year, but those who might want to go, you know, please let us know. You can share with us what goes on when you get back. So, thanks for the info, Derek. Especially the next Tuesday meeting. Please attend by Zoom. It'll be our first real dose of getting some substantive information about the voting laws coming up. Be good for all of us. Okay. Well, thank you. Let us entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, motion to adjourn is noted. The second, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. The meeting is now adjourned. Thanks for coming and have a good evening. Be safe. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hmm.